What are you doing? Why are you dressed like that? Are you supposed to be like emo or something?
Ugh, can't you tell? It's goth. It's gothic, okay? It's a new thing. Haven't heard of it? I don't think someone like you would get it.
That's not goth. You're more like a modern emo than a goth. Now, the actual term of goth started off as a joke relating to individuals of poor backgrounds like peasants, and started off as a subtitle to Horace Walpole's novel, The Castle of Otranto, A Gothic Story. Now, the actual term Gothic has to do with a story relating between individuals, the forces of humanity, and the forces of evil, as well as unsettling atmospheres and disturbed characters. Now, the interesting thing is that these forces not only had to be supernatural, but man-made as well, which I'm sure you're familiar with in a certain story. Now, if you're an actual goth, you look more like a barbaric peasant, according to Horace Walpole.
Who were you talking to? Might as well do it too. Well, now that you mentioned that, there are a great variety of gothic horror examples in the Frankenstein novel. In Volume 3, Chapter 6, the gothic horror influence is greatly noticeable. After Victor and Elizabeth get married and make their way to the inn, Victor highlights the look of the environment. He states how he contemplated the lovely scene of waters, woods, and mountains, obscured in darkness, yet still displaying their dark outlines. Additionally, while Victor is running around through the halls of the inn, looking for the monster, he hears a shrill and dreadful scream coming from Elizabeth's room. Keep in mind, this event takes place while a heavy storm of rain descended upon them. The combination of the dark environment, Victor's worry and rush while running around the inn, and Elizabeth's fearful scream are all factors that give an eerie atmosphere that perfectly complement the gothic horror genre. Another prime example of gothic horror in Frankenstein is the monster itself. The monster is a supernatural, man-made force that goes against human forces. That is a textbook definition of gothic horror.
Oh man, I don't know how I could have gotten them confused.
Hey! What are you doing in my house?
Emo kids these days. Well, over time, pop culture has taken goth and put a spin on it. Emo actually belongs to post-hardcore, pop-punk, and indie rock style. While goth, or the gothic horror genre that they were discussing, is actually a genre of horror that includes elements of a battle between humanity and the supernatural, that combines the elements of dark scenes, mystery, and suspense, or even women in distress. As you may have heard, the term goth has changed over time, but it's important to note where it started and how the genre influenced the story of Frankenstein as a whole. What are you guys still doing here?
We're sorry. My bad, sir. We'll leave now.